Greetings, everyone. I am Thursday's Angel. We are here with Councilman Basheer Jones of Ward 7. And welcome to the Thursday Effect, where we talk to people about their purpose and the effect they have on the world. So first and foremost, I just want to thank you for appearing on the show. I know how busy you are. This is an election year, so I know you're booked. So just to take time to come on my humble show, I'm just elated. So.
Well, sis, you didn't take no for no answer.
That's true.
So, anytime that I meet someone who is passionate about what they believe in, I look at that as a godly thing, and you don't want to ever say no to God's friends. Very important.
I received that. I definitely received it. Yeah, I think I didn't. I hit you up a few times over the years, so I do.
So thank you so much.
Yes,
I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So, getting into your bio, I understand you're a councilman, you're a poet, you a published author, and you've done so many things for the community. My question, first and foremost, is what motivates you? As a young man from the Huff area, moving here from New York, being homeless, your home was a Salvation Army. What motivated you to become who you are today?
Yeah, my mother. My mother was my greatest inspiration. My mother passed away 11 years back from breast cancer, and she was just a phenomenal woman.
Yeah.
We're at the homeless shelter, and she's taking us to go feed other homeless people.
Wow.
And just teaching us that true success is not about what you get, but what you give. And she just pounded that into us. No matter where we was, no matter where we lived, she was loved by everybody because she accepted and embraced everybody. I would just watch her and see how she dealt with it. She was everybody's mother.
Yeah.
And she constantly was giving, specifically the two groups, young people and elders. That was her focus. And just growing up and just watching her, I said, the same passion that she had is the same passion that I share. And even though she's physically gone, I feel her. I feel her close. Yeah.
Absolutely. I can definitely see that resonate within you. Mother's love is definitely powerful.
Yeah.
So what's your passion? I mean, I know you do the poetry, and what's your extreme passion you feel that you feel like you can do for a lifetime? So this is what you're doing right now.
Right.
What do you feel like you're going to be doing when you're 80 years old?
I hope to still be just giving. There's a spiritual medicine in giving, and it's a spiritual secret in it too. And the spiritual secret is that the giver receives more than the receiver. I always tell my students, I'm not happy today. I said, well, go give.
Right.
Go find people to serve. If you do that, that stress that you have or that anger that you have, you'll become grateful.
Absolutely.
Because you'll realize that there are people who are in a worse condition than you. And this is it. I truly enjoy giving. I really enjoy it. And during those times when I don't have much more to give, because sometimes we have to be replenished.
Yes.
I get replenished from my children, my family, and get right back to work.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
Yes.
So I love how you said you have to be replenished, and you talked about giving being spiritual. What are some of your self-care that you do to kind of keep yourself replenished? Do you go get your toes done, or you get manicures? Or I'm all big about self-love and building yourself back up and giving yourself that energy. So what are some of the things that you do to build yourself back up when you need to be recharged?
That's a great question, and people don't ask black men that enough. I like running around my children.
Okay.
They are just like, they replenish me. They love me no matter what the article said, no matter what the critics say on social media. They're going to love me no matter what. So I love running around with them. I enjoy traveling. I enjoy being with my brothers. I have a very close-knit group of men that I surround myself with who give me love and give me encouragement and give me wisdom. I enjoy reading. I enjoy writing. Right now I'm finishing up my master's.
Congratulations.
I graduate this May actually. I'm in theology. That's my major, and I just enjoy traveling and just like going to museums, seeing, studying history.
Yeah.
I I just came back from Egypt and had the chance to visit the pyramids and the hieroglyphics or Medu Neter. And being in this ancient place, the birth of civilization, like those are the things that replenish me. Those are the things that remind me of who I am.
Reminding you of who you are.
Yes.
So what are some of the biggest challenges you had to face? I understand last year you were attacked.
Oh, yeah.
And you used your skills.
That's funny.
You kind of use your skills to kind of manhandle them. You know, you hold your own.
Yeah.
So besides that, what are some of the challenges you deal with on a day-to-day basis with being, you know, who you are?
You know, just within myself, I love so much, and it's hard to come across situations where, not that the love has to be mutual, but that when you want more for people than they want for themselves, that's a really tough situation.
Yeah, it's difficult.
When you're trying to show love to people, like I remember, you know, in my neighborhood, everybody's auntie, you know, even if they don't know it yet. What's up, auntie? And so one lady, she said, I ain't your auntie. I said, you are my auntie.
Right.
Well, who you related to? I said, God. That's who we related to. We got the same spirit,
Exactly.
right? So, you know, we have so much trauma in our neighborhood, and people have done us so wrong that when you meet someone who shows love, it's hard to accept it as if it's a reality. And I think that's the toughest part. But you gotta love people in spite of where they are at that time, right? Because we all are going through phases and stages in our lives, right? Where you are today, hopefully, is not where you'll be tomorrow. Right? I was talking to my daughter and I was saying, okay, today is you know what I'm saying? Today is this day. Right? Let's just say today is Monday. And you're right, today is Monday. But tomorrow, if you say today is Monday and it's Tuesday, people are going to think you crazy.
Right.
Right? So where we are presently may not be where we'll be tomorrow. Muhammad Ali said, if you're the same person at 50 as you was as 20, you just lost 30 years of your life.
Exactly.
Right? So what we have to do is recognize that we have to be fragile and patient with ourselves. And once we're able to do that, then we can be patient and fragile with other people.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I love that you say we have to be fragile and patient with ourselves.
Yes.
But sometimes the community is not so fragile and patient with you. And you hear different rumors and things about, you know, you and your personal life, because at the end of the day, you are human, right?
Definitely.
So how do you deal with that? How do you deal with the backlash and the criticism or the gossip that goes on about Basheer Jones?
Well, you know, I was reading this painting from Kobe Bryant. He has this thing called the Mamba mentality.
Okay.
And he says that they don't gossip about good people. They gossip about great people.
Ooh.
And you know, one of my big brother, he just told me before we got up here, actually, that if you wasn't doing great work, they wouldn't have nothing to talk about. So, you know, people's perception of me in reality is a reflection of their perception of themselves. And I have to be patient with them and be loving to them. And when people bring back criticisms or gossips, or some of it may be true, when people bring it, I just say, may God bless them.
Yes.
Because it has to be hell for a person to wake up every day wanting the worst for someone else. That's hell. When I wake up, I want the best for people.
Exactly.
I don't want the worst for them.
I definitely understand that. Something about the inner peace you have within yourself.
Yes.
It can't be replaced by anyone's gossip. It can't be replaced by anyone's rumors.
Yes.
And when you find that inner peace, you will prevail against anything.
Yes.
And so I think that that's something that you can connect with. Would you agree?
Yes. I think that we have to strive for that. We all are spiritual beings going through the human experience.
Exactly.
And to say that I'm not bothered or hurt would be me saying I'm not human.
Right.
But I have amazing people around me, amazing family that even when my back is not as straight as it need to be, they say, remember, you got a mission.
Exactly.
And God would not have brought you here if you wasn't prepared to get through the storm.
Exactly.
But you can't have success without going through the storm. And sometimes the people that you love the most and work hard to help the most will sometimes be the one who try to harm you the most. But it's not their fault. They are battling with themselves.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That reminds me of a quote from India. She says, well, a song, she says, "When shot to your heart without breaking your skin, no one has the power to hurt you like you can, or your friend." So, I mean, I think that really holds true to that.
Yes,
The people
yes.
closest to you are sometimes the one that hurt you the most.
Yeah, yeah. It's okay.
Yeah. So, I know you spoke about your mother and her, you know, passing away. And what do you think that she would say to you if she was here today? What do you think she would have to say to you in this moment as you're going into your new, you know, election year?
She would she would be so happy. She would be so happy. She would be so proud. You know, when I became councilman here in the city of Cleveland, I was the first Muslim in 200 years.
Wow.
And if I choose to run for mayor in this upcoming election, I'll become the first Muslim mayor of a major city in the United States. She will be proud. She will be proud because, yeah, she will be proud. Because it's not the honor that she birthed a son like me. The honor is that I was birthed by a woman like her.
Wow.
That's the honor. So I look forward to seeing her again. Look forward to being with her again. I haven't stopped being with her. She's still with me.
Right.
But I look forward to reuniting with her. But until then, we're going to do what we need to do.
Absolutely.
We're going to dream big.
Yes.
We are going to impact. We're going to impact our great grandchildren. We want to think about. We want them to say, "Wow, they was thinking about us." When I went to those pyramids, I said, "Wow, man, look at this. They didn't build this for their time. They built this to last thousands of years after them." And every last one of us are building pyramids in our lives. So why I don't have time to look at your pyramid and talk down on it.
Exactly.
I got to focus on building my pyramid.
Exactly.
Right? Because I want my children's children to be proud that they came from my lineage.
Absolutely.
So I think that, you know, the people who engage in attacking behavior are really battling with a spirit within. Maybe they are upset that they have not achieved what they had the potential to achieve. Maybe they are, whatever the case may be. But I pray that they get through that. I pray that they overcome that. Because you'll never get a chance to taste the sweetness of God's blessings while trying to take away someone else's. And that's what my mother would constantly tell me. That's what she would tell me. Get focused. Pick your head up. Basheer, it means bringer of good news. That's what my name means. So she named me that for a reason. And she would remind me of that.
Yes.
Stay focused. Don't worry about that. Stay focused. God is still God. You know what I'm saying? And if people knew how much it inspired me, they probably would stop.
Yeah.
Because actually what it does, it makes me want to go harder. It makes me want to give more. It makes me want to do more. You know, there's a beautiful quote that says, they tried to bury me, but they didn't realize that I was a seed. And that's me, man. That's Basheer.
I respect that. And I'm always about the seed growth. I say, if you put a seed on the counter, it's not going to grow. It's not until it's buried, until it's in the darkness, that it pushes through to the sunlight. So there's always so much grace and mercy in the burying, you know. So I heard you say, you know, kind of alluding to mayor. So is that your aspiration in the future to kind of be mayor of Cleveland?
You know, it's definitely something that my team and I are heavily considering. You know, listen, the things that we were able to do in city council, it's hard. I mean, you don't see many people being able to achieve it. And how we were able to is that I had a phenomenal team of people who are brilliant, who are passionate, and who love this community. But what I wanted to show people was, you know, many times when young people or anyone looks at politics, they have this thought that politics doesn't matter. It doesn't have any impact.
Yes.
And I only see my elected official when it's time for an election. So I wanted to show people that, nah, you have the ability to do this. If you look at my neighborhood, we have the hottest neighborhood in the entire city in Ward 7. Close to $500 million of investment happening right now. But the beautiful thing about that is, one of the goals that I had was to make sure that black and brown people and women have the opportunity to build. Right now, the majority of my projects in my neighborhood right now are being done by black, by being done by brown, and being done by women right now. You're talking about multi-million-dollar projects.
Wow.
So I wanted to show that. I wanted to show that we need to become a community that that embraces the art. So as you travel around my community, you'll see murals, you'll see art on the energy boxes. You see, right? W.E.B. Du Bois, he said that art is propaganda, right? It snaps people out of the trance that they're in. When you see this little chocolate girl on an energy box with a shirt that says "Protect Me," or if you're traveling down Superior on 82nd or 82nd and see a father and son playing chess, right? Or if you're traveling down Huff and you see these two black babies with the fist up saying, you know what I'm saying, educate me, right? So these images does something to people. Along with that, you're talking about the institutions that have decided to move into Ward 7. Cleveland Foundation, which is the probably the most impactful foundation in the city, has chosen to move to 66 in Euclid, move in here. And you're going to see 66 from Euclid to Superior become one of the hottest streets in the city. And it's going to be labeled or called Black Avenue, because I brought a lot of the youngins together. And this person who they don't like, they from this side of Huff, they from that side of Huff, they don't like each other, but now they're working together to decide how will this street be created and what they want it to look like. You see, we transforming the community from economics to housing, to the fact that we feed over 1,000 people a month in the name of my mother, the Imani Food Distribution Center. Over 1,000 people a month get fed, right? So I said, I'm just thinking to myself, if we were able to do all of this in 4 years, imagine the energy that we can bring to the city of Cleveland. These are the thoughts that I'm having. Right? And the city of Cleveland has serious potential. We are not the mistake on the lake.
We are not.
We are the best location in the nation. We sit off of the largest fresh body of water in the world, right? We have some of the amazing institutions in Cleveland State and Case Western Reserve University. We have to market ourselves in this way, that we are the healthcare capital of the world. Cleveland Clinic and University Hospital, right? And Metro Health. But we have some of the sickest neighborhoods, right? So there's a lot of opportunities that we have to take the city to the next level. We have all the tools that we need. But what we have to be, as Clevelanders, is that we have to begin to change our perspective of how we view ourselves. It goes back to what we said, sister.
Exactly.
Right? So if you're spending time looking for stains on me, what you gonna find? Because every last one of us got issues.
Has something.
Right? And if you say you don't, lie in your issues. So we all got problems and struggles. But the point is that the way that I can be merciful to you and merciful and fragile and gentle with you is that I'm merciful and fragile and gentle with myself. And recognizing that my mistakes, my sins, my past does not determine my future. I'm not going to let my sins stop me from my salvation. Right?
You can't.
What I did yesterday don't got nothing to do with my potential tomorrow.
Exactly.
And everything I did yesterday, everything, made me the man who I am today.
Help build you to who you are today.
So Clevelanders have to begin to look at Cleveland and say, we have an amazing city. I mean, you're talking about when it comes to the living, it doesn't cost a whole lot of money to live here, right? We don't have the traffic of LA, right? Or the traffic of Atlanta, right? But we have the same opportunities, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah, we got major teams here, right? But that has to translate to development in the neighborhoods. That has to translate to police working with our community and not just policing us, but serving us as a community. It has to translate to when you call City Hall for city services, that you're not treated like a second-class citizen, but instead you're treated like the customer that you are. Because every person that lives here in this city is a customer, and your tax dollars pays public servants like me, public servants like police officers, public servants like the mayor, so forth and so on. Once we change that energy and begin to look at Cleveland and look at you and you look at me and we see love.
Yes.
Man, it's gonna be amazing, man.
Love is the key. I always say love is my currency. You know, if everyone moved in that frequency that love was your currency, there would be, I think we can create a utopia.
Come on, sis.
You know, not perfection, but a utopia of understanding that when I look at you, I see God in you and I see the God in me. So I would never want to hurt you verbally or physically, because I understand to hurt you is to hurt me, is to hurt God. So I think that's the collective we need to have in the community. And something I really kind of, you know, really stand on. I think what I say in a lot of my events, I say, we're not the mistake on the lake, we're the diamond on the lake. Ooh, so I think that's a phrase that we kind of need to kind of push moving forward. We are the diamond on the lake.
I like that. You might hear that, the diamond.
I'll give it to you, a little small fee.
I'll pay you a couple dollars for that. I love that, the diamond on the lake.
The diamond on the lake, you know?
I love that.
So, you know, we're talking about politics, and, you know, politics has its corruption. How do you deal with the corruption in politics and the lobbyists and things of that nature?
You know, the true corruption for me in politics are people who are not working on behalf of others. You know, when you get into politics and you're only trying to better yourself, you're only trying to take care of the people that you know. I don't think it's a problem with anyone striving to better themselves, but not on the backs of others. And I think that's the problem for me. But it's tough, man. I mean, there's no business without politics, and there's no politics without business. There's no money without politics. There's no politics without money. Right? All of that stuff goes hand in hand.
True.
And unfortunately, politics is worse than the streets.
Wow.
It's worse than the streets.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Well, because in politics, you have the ability to turn what's illegal legal. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Marijuana. Many of our family and our cousins done went to jail for selling weed, right? Or marijuana. You know, I don't know your audience, but marijuana. Yeah. You know what I mean? And now they went to jail for selling marijuana. They get out, they can't sell it.
Wow.
But the industry is over 80% owned by white men. Okay? Owned by white. It's a multi-billion-dollar. And it's the same thing that the government did with the numbers. The numbers was a black person's game. The numbers came from our community.
Right.
Right? That was taken. Now look at the lottery now. That lady just won, and you don't never win in the black community. I don't know. I don't even know who win it. I don't know who win it. Some lady in Tuscaloosa. I'm like, man, right? So that's $1 trillion business. And then you win. She wins. Let's say she wins $1 billion. She only going to get 400 million of it.
Right.
So now 600 million go right back. They took that business from the black community.
Wow.
Yeah, the numbers was a black community
Harlem
business.
Nights.
Come on.
Talk about it.
Harlem Nights, right? Harlem Nights, talk about all these different organizations. So the point I'm making is that they have the ability to make what they say is illegal for you to do, but they make it legal for themselves. And that's why particularly black people and brown people, Hispanics as well, have to get more involved in politics. You got to stop thinking, oh, politics don't matter, man, that shit don't matter. Listen, man, it matters, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about in the form of, you know, garbage cans and raccoons. I'm talking about the questions of, yo, who getting them contracts? That's a multi-million-dollar contract. Our brother Larry has this amazing studio, right? Well, who's getting the contract for the city to do video production? Like one contract can change it could change the trajectory of your whole family.
Wow.
Let's say you had a toilet paper company. Well, shit, they got to get toilet paper. If Cleveland Clinic were to hire your company to provide toilet paper, sis, that's a multi-million-dollar contract.
Wow.
Right? So it ain't just about jobs. No, it ain't about just, oh, you know, we're going to make sure that this percentage of the labor force is black. No, because we go in these places and the black people are the ones sweeping the floors and cleaning the toilets. Okay? So no, we don't, no. When I did a walkthrough, the CEO of the clinic wanted to meet with me. I said, I don't want to meet in the office. Meet me on Huff.
Wow.
We walked around Huff. And I said to him, I need 3 things. Number 1, I want to see Cleveland Clinic spend more money with black businesses. Right? I said, okay. And we're working on it right now.
It's important.
You're talking about multi-billion dollars of services happening right off of Chester. Cleveland Clinic got their own zip code. Okay? So we don't want just jobs. That's cool. What we want is contracts.
Wow.
Who's providing the cleaning services here? Who's providing the towels? How y'all wash your? Who provide the small things?
Right.
Businesses don't have to be sexy. Yo, who provide the laundry detergent?
Right.
Right? Now, if the city of Cleveland is a $1.8 billion corporation,
Yes.
$1.8 billion that you pay, that I pay, that your listeners pay. Okay, well, who got the paper contract, man? That's what I want to know, right? Who got the garbage bag contract? I want people to start thinking in that way.
Okay.
Because if you start thinking in that way, you say that's why politics is important.
That's
so now listen, if I'm running for office, and the majority of people that supported me financially are people from a different community, then guess what I got to do? I have to make sure that I fulfill what their concerns are, because they're the ones that put me in office. But if the majority of my community, they don't even want to give you $1, let alone come out and vote, not the majority, but too many,
Yeah.
then what happens is you miss out on the bigger thing. Because then now when you call me, now you got to rely on my goodwill. Because, brother, when I asked you to support me, brother, you wouldn't even support me.
Gotcha.
But I've been making phone calls all day today, man. People, and I'm a councilman.
Yeah.
Still people, I don't know. Okay. But now when I get into office, I'm in office. Now, hey, brother, I need some. Come on. Now you relying on my blackness.
Exactly.
You relying on you relying on my love for black people. But I gotta talk to Mr. Weinstein, because Mr. Weinstein wrote a $10,000 check. So I gotta chat with him.
Exactly.
Because his dollars is what keeps me in office. So what we have to do is we have to, as a community, we have the money.
Right.
We don't lack money, okay? We got the resources. We look good. We smell good.
Talk about it.
Right? We have big parties.
Talk about
we
it.
got the money, and guess what? When that unemployment stuff came in, listen, man, our cousins and them who was like, man, what I need to get a job for? I'm sticking with unemployment. And so much money was coming through our neighborhoods. But how much of that money do we take to go buy businesses?
Exactly.
How much of that money do we take to go invest? How much of that money do we take and go and put it into something substantial, clean up our credit? You know what I'm saying? Be able to put a down payment on the home. We got to start thinking
differently.
long term. So I want my community. I'm trying to show them I'm from Huff. I'm from Superior. I'm from 79th. I'm from that.
Yes.
And I wanted to come back to my community and make a change. Not to say that I'm better than anyone. I'm not better. I'm showing you that I was homeless, baby. My family was homeless.
Exactly.
Okay? You can come and you can do the same thing.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm hoping that we showing them. I hope and pray we showing them.
We showing them. As an East Cleveland native, we are definitely showing them. You know, small steps, small pebbles lead to the road to success,
You better
right?
say that.
So you seem so sure of yourself. You seem so confident all the time. Was there ever a moment where you weren't sure, where you weren't confident, where you feel like, I just want to quit?
That's a beautiful question. You know, somebody said to me before, they said, man, you seem kind of arrogant, I said to them, what do you want me to do? You want me to, the world already has it out for me. You want me to help them? The world already wants me destroyed. Do you want me to get on the side of the enemy to destroy myself? Come on. No, man, I walk with my head up, man. The Creator created me, and He brought me here and gave me these ideas. He didn't give these ideas to me or put this passion in me to play with me. He's already given me the tools to achieve whatever it is that He wants me to achieve. Whatever I do, He inspires me to do. I do it, and it's God's business what the reality is. He inspires me to plant seeds. Who knows if those seeds will grow? I don't know. And maybe I won't even be around to see those seeds grow. But that don't mean I don't have to plant them.
Absolutely.
So I just, how I feel is like, yo, man, like, you gotta believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in you, look, Muhammad Ali called himself the greatest before anybody else
Absolutely.
did.
Speaking of bright red,
Right.
that's what he said. He spoke in bright red.
Look, and now if you ask 10 people who the greatest boxer ever, 9 of them going to say Muhammad Ali.
Absolutely.
One may say Floyd, and everybody going around him be like, man, that Floyd ain't the best.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He ain't the greatest. He might be the best or one of the best, but he ain't the greatest.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali the greatest. So Muhammad Ali had to believe it first. So, you know, I would be lying to you if I said I don't have doubtful moments. That I'm, you know, in the Quran it says, you know, the people say to God, when will the help of God come? There's definitely moments when I'm asking, when will the help of God come? I'm not saying, is the help of God coming?
Right.
But when will it come? And in the Quran, God responds, tell them that the help of God is near. It's near. So when I'm doubtful, I just find myself getting more quiet. I find myself increasing in prayer. I find myself spending more time with my babies. I find myself spending more time with my brothers who speak life into me.
Yeah.
Because you can't help but to going through this human experience and giving so much. You know, you always ask the question, is it enough? Is it enough?
Is it enough?
And I don't know the answer.
So one of the things I saw you do recently that I thought, I'm all about the youth. You know, had the children, you know, playing basketball again because they took away the basketball courts and they're out there. How have you been navigating through the pandemic and, you know, what the pandemic has caused so many deaths because the children are in the house and they're, you know, so how have you been navigating through that and pushing through that?
Amazing question, sister. You can be on CNN with these questions.
Y'all heard what he said.
Speak that. Goodness, that's a great question because many people just look at it as, you know, COVID. But for our community, COVID and, you know, isolation and quarantine means something very different for our people. And it's tough to have this child and tell this child to quarantine in a household that he's seeing abuse. And going to school was his only outlet. So people were telling me, well, you put these hoops up, don't you know the code? I said, man, you don't even understand what these hoops mean to my community. You don't even get how necessary it is for them to get out of the house. Because maybe in the house, man, they don't got no food.
Absolutely.
Right? They're seeing their father beat their mother or their mother cursing them out or whatever. And I'm not saying all of our households are in that disarray. We have beautiful households. But I'm saying that poverty brings about a certain impact on our communities. And being able to go to school didn't just provide an outlet, right? But for some people, that was the only time they ate lunch. That was the only time they ate food. I can remember growing up in school, lunch was the only time I ate until, and that's why the first thing I did was create that food pantry, because I remember there were days that I didn't have no food, and if it wasn't for a food pantry, man, my family we'd have been messed up until the first come.
That powdered milk that you stir up the box. Listen, I know all about it.
King vitamins, man.
Yes,
High
King
C,
vitamins.
man. You better, not the high C that you gotta. I'm talking about the can opener high C.
No. And you waiting patiently trying to get the. That's when you got the triangle. You just kind of pop it.
Oh, you pop the joint. Oh,
but it was.
Come on.
I understand.
No, a lot of people can't understand that.
Yes.
Straight up. So I have a passion for people who live in impoverished conditions because that's where I was. I know what that feels like to be hungry. And my mother tell me drink some water and go to bed. I know what that feels like. I know what it feels like to walk on the streets and be hungry or eviction notice on the door. I know what that feels like. So, you know, COVID really showed how it showed, you know, it says that if America has a sneeze, black people got pneumonia, right? It uncovered what we already knew.
Talk about it.
Right? The health disparities between black people in America. It showed, right? Because initially we thought that COVID was just for white people. That was the message going around. But it affected black people more than anybody, right? Pre-health conditions, heart disease, asthma, diabetes, all that. Man, I had family and friends who passed away from COVID, right? Or those who were in hospitals in a coma, not thinking that they was going to ever get up and get out, right? So So our community, man, our community is in dire need, and it's in need for people to love them, for people to understand them, and you can't lead them if you don't love them. So when people see me, even though some may have this, strong opinions about me, it's good. Like I'm really happy. People be like, well, now I'm going to run against Basheer because I don't think he's doing a good enough job. Good.
Yes.
That's a good thing. That means you inspired to get involved.
Exactly.
That's what I was hoping for. You know, the water's warm. Come on, you're gonna get this spanking though.
Okay.
I got to teach you a lesson, but at least you're gonna learn the lesson and understand that if we don't get involved and get out of the stands, we got to get in the game.
Okay.
And recognize that once we get in the game, we're going to do what we always have done, which is take it over.
Take it over.
Yeah.
That's what tennis,
Come on.
golf,
everything.
and now politics.
You better say it.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
So I will be remiss. I understand, poetry is something you've been doing, since you were 11 years old. Something I've been doing since I was 8 years old. I've been trying to get you on the poetry circuit for a long time.
You sure have.
So I would be remiss not to ask you in this moment to, share a little poetry with us.
Oh, man, that's my first love. That's my first love. A reporter said, "Ain't you from St. Clair? I heard there ain't no saints there." I said, "I'm from 79th to be exact. Where most young boys, they carry straps. In most houses, they call them traps. Where even the cats look stressed out. Where everybody rap and want to be the best out. We all love the hood, but still hoping to be the next out. But it's tic-tac-toe. I just don't want to be X'd out. So we don't care about your DM. Rough riders roll on you in the AM or the PM. And we don't feel protected from police when we see them. So they become our sworn enemies, and I wouldn't want to be them. GM, that's if you get to see the morning. Most young boys die, don't even get to see the warning. It's a daily tsunami, but still my brainstorming around a bunch of wannabes swarming. I'm from down the block where Jesse ran, where Langston wrote, where you and I met, where Malcolm spoke, where those riots they made Huff choke, where Dr. King helped us with Carl Stokes. I'm from Cleveland.
Yes.
The place where Superman was born, around the corner where Ruby Dee would perform. Yeah, I'm from St. Clair. It ain't no saints there, but for sure, God's people reside. Because Glenville, they been real. That's God's people like Israel or Ghana, complexion of Botswana. Some of us drown in poverty, we piranhas. In Collinwood, they looking for peace, Dalai Lamas. But down the way, give me that peace, give me that llama. Blam, blam to anyone who disrespect the fam. They was ready to jam for that bread. On Kinsman, they come for your head just like a barber. On Superior, they got more choppers than your barber. A life for a life. These young boys, they like the barter. But they killing babies and killing ladies. These boys gotta get smarter. And on Harvard, they just making it harder. For the young father who just trying to go farther. And those boys from the heights, I wish they could see at greater heights. Turning suburbs into hoods. These boys got poor sights.
Wow.
Shooting guns like it's a county fair. And you know, a county fair gets you a teddy bear. But out here, it ain't no county fair. It ain't fair. You shoot guns, the other side is rapping poles with teddy bears. Y'all don't hear me. This is Cleveland. And on West 25th, the young Boricua will take you out quick. Take you out quick. The stuff is sick. With the wrong click, you hear that click, click. You better stack quick, because MS-13 and them felons, they don't play around these parts. Well, you better have heart and a strap to pull. No bull, but much beef in these streets, because it's deep. It's deep. Like the grave that you get laid in if these streets you played in. Shock like Raiden. Make you wish that you stayed in. But this is the place that I was raised in, that I was made in. I hope I make y'all proud when my day's in. And I ain't talking hotels, but when my times fade in. This is Cleveland. I'm out here marching saying Black Lives Matter, but some of our cousins, they act like Black lives don't matter. Damn. Yo, don't you know these bullets got karma? You take that boy brother, he coming back for your mama, and your brother, and your sister. We stuck in a frame, but we don't even get the picture. They killed my only son. You ain't hear that mother whisper? Whoever owned them jails, we sure making them richer. That dog food turn a young teen to a young fiend. That Percocet keep that girl in the dream or a nightmare. Where I'm from, Freddie, Chucky, and Jason, they couldn't last a night here. They moved that white hair for Gucci belts and Nike ears. 18 years old with a head full of white hair. They so bright here. But the violence make afternoon feel like night here. The funds is tight here. So they'll take your life here. And when I say your life here, I mean like right there. Yo, can you imagine the hurt The same one that she birthed, she got to put in the earth. Can you imagine the hurt? The same one that she birthed, she got to put in the dirt. I said the truth. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that piece. I'm inspired. I'm about to get ready.
You
Another
better
piece
say
coming,
that. You
inspired
better
by
say
Basheer
that.
Jones. Okay, thank you so much for that.
Thank you
And
so
just
much.
closing out with this, I want you to look at the camera and
Yes,
just, you know, if you had to go back and tell 11-year-old Basheer Jones, you know, anything, what would you go back and tell him to inspire him, to let him know that he's going to turn into the person that's sitting here today?
I don't know. Oh, wait, that's a, oh, man. I would tell Basheer, love your mother even more than you love her now. Hug her, kiss her, let her know that you appreciate her. And even though you do it all the time, do it more. Spend more time with her. Let her know that she's done a fantastic job, and that you will become what she desired for you to become. That you will become what she hopes for you to become. Little Basheer, I tell you that all of the hunger and the pain and the struggles that you're going through is going to make you stronger for what you have to bear tomorrow. The poetry that you have is going to mean something to somebody. The life that you're living, the pain that you're going through, the fact that you have no home, that you have no bed, that you are going to other people's homes to live there, and you will move over 20 times in your life, every single time it's going to make you better. Protect your brothers. Protect your brother, because he's going through some serious struggles right now, and it's imperative that you protect him, hear his cries, and stand in the gap of the abuse that he's dealing with. Protect your sister, because she may be dealing with the same abuse. Speak more, stand up more, fight more, don't give up. Don't be so angry. Your father can only be what he was raised to be. Don't hate him, because he doesn't know how to be a father, because his father wasn't there for him either. The quicker you can stop hating him, the quicker you can understand that you are already different from him. Prepare. You'll become a father one day. Move in love. Move in love. Move in love. Move in love.
Ooh, you about to Barbara Walters me. I'm about to start crying. Oh, wow. That was powerful.
Thank you, sister.
That was so powerful. Thank you so much. Thank you to the Most High God for bringing you here in the presence of greatness and this energy and this force of love as we push through and move mountains within us, because we were built to do it. We are the magic waiting on the miracle. With that being said, this is Thursday Effect. We talk to people about their purpose and the effect they have on the world. Thank you guys for tuning in. We love you.